Hello everyone, this is Aaron again. I want to do a review of another gun for you today. This is a shotgun, and you might note if you've been following me that I did a review of the Airgun wing shotgun some time ago. Today we're going to be talking about another shotgun. This shotgun is brought to you by the Pro Big Bore Airgun Company, and it is called the Pro 20 gauge. Now this gun here is quite impressive. I'm really impressed with this thing. We've gone hunting with it and I've shot it a couple of times. And this thing here is low recoil, and man, it throws a bunch of lead out there in a couple of different configurations that we'll talk about in a minute. But let's talk about a little bit of the specs of this gun first. Okay, this particular gun is really long. As you can see, I could not even get this thing into the whole shot because this gun is 55.5 inches long. Now I can understand that why it is so long, why it has such a long barrel on it. The barrel on this thing is 32 inches long, I recall. And we know that the longer the barrel, you know, they starting to come out with 800 millimeter barrels for guns now. Because you're going to get higher velocity, because as it stays in the chamber longer, it's able to pick up more velocity down than it would be on a shorter barrel. So I can understand that. And it really makes this gun a really hard hitting gun down range, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now this thing is not light. It weighs 8 pounds 13 ounces. So that's not, I don't think that's really heavy. I think other shotguns weigh something comparable to that, but it is a beefy gun. I will say that for it. But not only though is this a shotgun, it will shoot arrows. You can insert an arrow in here, and you can shoot arrows with it. And also there's a sleeve that you can buy for it that will allow this thing to become a 45 cal big bore. You can go deer hunting with it, any wild game hunting with something of that magnitude. Now, in order to make those changes, with a shotgun, of course, it's going to spread. So you're just going to use the bead on the front. But if you want to go out and make this into a big bore, start shooting arrows with it, you're going to be a little bit more precise with that. To accompany that and allow that, up here you have a dovetail mount for your scope. You can put a scope on this thing or a red dot on it and be able to shoot with very good accuracy downrange. And And there's a fourth thing that this thing will also shoot. We'll talk about in a minute when we get down to the ammo. But right now, I'm just saying that this thing here will do the job for you in 3 different ways. And that's what I like about it, is that configuration. Now let's talk a little bit more about this particular gun in terms of its specs. This thing here will give you 3 shots. It has a field port here in the front, as you see. It takes 3,000 PSI. Those 3,000 PSIs are going to get you 3 shots, basically. So if you take this thing to the field and you plan on doing any shooting at all, of course you're going to have to take your tank with you in order to fill it after every 3 shots. But I think that that is very reasonable. And some of the other guns, the other gun I reviewed, I think you got 5 shots. But on this one here, it is pushing that lid so hard that it's using a lot more air to do it, and therefore you're only getting a maximum of 3 shots with it before you have to fill it again. But one thing I do like about this thing though is how it's loaded. With this particular gun here, you basically push this button down, which pops the barrel free. I'm gonna hit it because this thing here is really let me push it down because this thing here is really tight. I mean, that's what I like about it. You're not gonna get any wobble in this barrel. This barrel here is really tight to move up and down. But anyway, you're gonna put your shot in here, your arrow in here, or your 45 cal through here. You're gonna slam this thing down, and with that, you're gonna be ready to go, and you're ready to shoot it. So I really do like that about it. Now on the other side, let me pick this up for you. On the other side is the cocking mechanism. In order to fire this, you got to cock this. I'm not gonna cock it now because I don't want it armed while we're doing this. But you got to pull this bolt back. When you pull this bolt back, that engages it and it's ready to go. And you're ready to take your shot. Now, that's basically the gun. You know, it has some type of resin stock on it. Can't tell what it is, but it does have a nice butt plate, and that is cushioned by a rubber backing that is on it. So basically, that's the gun. Let's talk a little bit about the ammo that you would shoot in this thing as a shotgun. And I'm not going to get into the arrows or into the 45 cal that you can make it into. Right now we're going to stick to the shotgun features. So with that, let me pull up the ammo and let's take a look at what this thing shoots and how it does it, how you pack it, load it, and everything else. Okay, let's be right back. Okay, we're back, and we're going to talk a little bit about the ammunition for this thing. First of all, we're going to take a look at the shot casing. This is a shotgun casing for it. And as you can see, this thing is quite long. It's the same length, in fact, as a standard shotgun shell. And it holds 1 ounce a shot. Now, in the if you watch the other videos, they're going to say that there's a couple of tabs you can get that you can stuff down in here to wad this thing. But what we decided to do, we ordered a number of these. And these are just the standard casings for shotgun shells. That way you can just drop that down in there. And then the way you're going to load this thing, it's going to take, I said, 1 ounce a shot. This is number 6 shot right here that I have. And all we're going to do is take that number 6 shot and put 1 ounce, which is what this is, in here. First time I ever did this, so hey, think it's going okay? Ain't okay. Okay, and we got that in. Press that down, and then once you get that in there, all you're gonna do is take a wad, put it on top. Taking it off camera here to try to get this started. You're going to press the wad down in it, and there you go. There's your shot. You're ready to go out and shoot it. And like I said, this thing here, it shoots 1 ounce of shots, and that's quite a bit. That's the same amount as in here. All right. So, but that's not the only thing you can do with it. We have this loaded and ready to go, and we will go and shoot this. But another thing you can do, this is amazing. I'm going to try to hold this thing close up. This is a slug that you can shoot in this thing. Take a look at this. That right there would hurt something. All right. That is scary. All right. And, you know, since this is not a rifle barrel, of course the rifling is in here. It gets its own turn from the way it's got these little wings on here to get the spin rate going. So basically you can shoot a slug with it. Before I didn't add the slug. You can shoot a slug with it during deer season. You could go ahead and shoot this for duck and rabbit and anything else, pheasant, whatever you want to do. You got an arrow you can put in this thing. And then you can also put a sleeve in it, put a scope on it, and make it a 45 cal big bore. So this thing is quite serious in terms of what it can do. Let's bring the gun back now. Okay, that's the ammo for it in shotgun fashion. You can go with the 1 ounces of any shot you want. You can go from buckshot, I guess, all the way down to whatever, to bird shot. 1 ounce in here, or you can go with the slug, massive thing right here, if you're trying to take down a deer or something bigger. So with that, I want to go and shoot this gun, but I'm telling you, we're here in Kalamazoo. If you've been watching the weather, right around the time I'm doing this video, which is around November 18th or something, we just got dumped on. I think we got something like 3 feet of snow or something. Buffalo got it worse. But right now, outside, I don't want to try to get to the gun range because I'm quite sure they probably didn't plow. No, I don't think they plowed it this early. But I know they will eventually plow it, but I just can't get out in the weather. So this is what I'm going to do. What we're going to do is this. For this part here, there's another guy. I'm going to give him credit for what he's done on his review. But I want to show you the pattern he got with this gun while shooting it at 15 and 30 yards. And then I'll come back and we'll close this thing out. So let me hook up a video and let you take a look at what this gun does at 15. I think it's got a number of 6 shots in it. and what he does at 15 and 30 yards.
Hold dead on bullseye. That right there is a dead bird. Let's go check out that pattern because that's pretty good at 30 yards for airgun shotgun. And that's patterning pretty darn good. So again, I was just holding here, maybe kind of favoring a little bit there, but good distribution.
Well, that excerpt was from a guy called Up North Airgunner, and it was called "Is the PBBA Airgun Shotgun the Best Ever?" I'll put it right here, and I'll put a link in the description so that you guys can go over and take a look at that. But there are not many reviews on this gun where they actually talk about the process. Most of them are hunting reviews, which goes to say a lot about this gun. These guys are getting in and taking it out in the field, and they're shooting geese and duck and all kinds of things with it at pretty good ranges. Go over and check out some of those videos along with Up North Airgunner. And I just want to thank him for allowing me to, without his permission, use this excerpt to demonstrate something that I couldn't get out and do myself. And I would have loved to have done it for you, but the snow up here is high as heck, and we're still closed in a little bit. So with that, we're going to say, keep it safe.